Hey, today I want to talk to you today about the buyer's process. So I feel like there's a little bit of confusion when it comes to buyers inquiring about businesses. And so let's address a couple of things that I have been running into that might be what is in your situation or something that you've heard or thought might be possible. So first and foremost, can you buy a business with nothing down? Absolutely not. No. Unless you want to put your house down as collateral, sure, go for it. But you have to come to the table and let the person know, I have nothing to put down. I'm willing and able to put my house down as collateral. So if you're willing to do that and guarantee the loan with your house, then I'm sure that seller would consider your offer. Okay, so first and foremost, can you buy something with nothing down? No, absolutely not. You have to have skin in the game. Sellers are not going to just give away their business. They worked very hard to have a successful business that is cash flowing. And so, all the businesses that we represent are cash flowing. So you get an immediate ROI, immediate. So when you as a buyer, when you're looking at the numbers, the second thing you should consider or think about is how much cash flow is there, okay? And how much of that cash flow can I pull back and hold back so I can pay the loans, right? So I can pay off those loans. And then how much cash flow will be left for me to feed myself and support my lifestyle, my family, right? Unless you have another job or company or whatever, you may not need as much cash flow for your personal self. That cash flow might be to reinvest into that company and keep growing it. But think about that when you're looking at a business, is think about how much cash flow is there, okay? And then how much of that cash flow is going to be split off and to pay back those loans that you owe, right? And the sooner that you pay that back, the better. I can't emphasize that enough. The sooner you pay back those loans, the better, because then that's 100% your cash flow, okay? And then the second thing is, what can you survive on? How much can you survive on and continue to run the business so that you don't disrupt anything, okay? So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is there's a process. There's a process to buy a business. And so let me just walk through the process for you. The process would be you're going to go look for a business to buy. You find a business that you like, whether it's direct to a seller or you find it on a business listing of some sort somewhere. Okay, Facebook Marketplace, Biz by Sell, Deals 360. There's a bunch of places you can find a business listing. Okay, so you find that business listing, you hit the inquire button, put in your information, and sometimes in that inquire button or where you're putting your information, it asks you, what is the price range that you're looking to buy the business, and how are you going to pay for the business? How are you going to purchase that business? Okay. So once you found the business, inquired about the business, the third thing you're going to do is sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Everybody has to sign an NDA. In order for you to get proprietary information, you have to sign that NDA. No one's going to give you proprietary information without that NDA signed. So an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, means that whatever is shared with you, you're going to keep secret to yourself or your other partner, and that doesn't go to anyone else. You're keeping that very confidential. If you do share that with someone or that leaks, you are putting yourself up to a liability of being sued. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, just don't do it. And put yourself in those shoes. If it was your business and you sharing proprietary information, you would not want anyone to share that information. Okay, so you sign the NDA and then you look at all the documents that they provide to you. Usually they're going to give you 3 years of financial data, whether that's P&Ls or tax returns, 3 years of financial information. They're also going to give you a offering summary, also called a SIM report. So all of that is just a general summary of the business. So it outlines the business and tells you everything about the business. And it's a great lengthy brochure. It's usually about 20 to 30 pages. And it tells you about the business and what the owner is doing and why they're selling and, blah, 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 and what comes with the business. Okay. So you will have access to that information. You might have access to an inventory list. You might also have access to pictures. Okay. So those are all very simple informational things that every initial buyer gets. If you like what you see, the next step would be to request a meeting with the owner. Request a meeting. And typically if that business is represented by a broker, the broker will be in the meeting with you to help facilitate. If it's by the owner will set up that meeting and meet with you, whether it's on person, a phone call, or Zoom. Okay. And those are the typical places to meet in the first time: phone call, Zoom. And then if you like what you hear from the owner, then the next step would be to submit an LOI, letter of intent. LOI, letter of intent. A letter of intent just outlines what you would like, how you see the business being executed. So the price point, how you're going to pay for it, it should be in the LOI. What do you want to see as far as like your due diligence to buy the business? If there's additional information you want to go through, and you outline this in the LOI. The LOI is pretty much the basis of what the purchase agreement is going to be. So you're building a foundation. The LOI is the foundation for the purchase agreement. Okay. So once you outline everything that it is you would like, how many days the owner is going to stay with you, what gets transferred to you, all your special request goes in this LOI. Once you fill out the LOI, you sign it, you send it to the broker or the owner, and then they have a chance to either make modifications to it or sign it and send it back to you. And if they make modifications to it, they will send it back to you, and then you agree to the modifications. So you'll change the LOI to their modifications, and then you'll sign it and send it back to them, and then they'll sign it, and now it's official. You have an LOI, letter of intent. So now you go through due diligence. And due diligence is a laundry list of things that you will sort through. Every broker or owner or anyone that has bought and sold a business has a different list. They're not all the same. They're not one inclusive. You can Google search a due diligence list. But just know that some of the things may not apply to you in this business. Depends on how complicated the business is. If the business is not overly complicated, you're probably just going to sort through invoices and history of financial information. Okay. So we can go get further into an LOI later, or due diligence later, in another video. But in this video, I'm walking through the buyer's process because I feel like there is a lot of confusion and I really want to eliminate that. So, hey, I'm Kat Ramirez, CEO and founder of 10X Business Broker. If you are thinking about selling your business and you need a business valuation, please reach out to us. We do offer a free business valuation, and you got this.